Hello, Almok.
Hello, Andrei.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Even Nick is here. Hello, Nick. Former chairman of Qualification Commission.
Hello. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Nice to see you again.
Tibro, I think we can start if you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready to start in a couple of seconds, several seconds. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Tiberiu.
Hello, Victor. Hello.
Hello, Grandmaster.
Yes, Andrzej, good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too.
Roberto, Otto, Hendrik.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Victor. How are you?
Yeah, thank you, Hendrik. I saw your big piece of art, of work, of whatever you call it. Yeah.
It's called keeping people busy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I propose to start if everybody agrees. And the people who's not here yet, they will attend in several minutes. Okay. So, yes, 1 second. Okay, can you also see my screen?
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for joining us. We are happy that there is an increased interest in our commission activity. We are very happy to share with you our work, and we invite you in the future to work together. Some of you already contributed and worked with us, but others, I'm happy to meet you and to work together in the future. Before starting, I would like to thank thanks to Mr. Bologan and to Sava. They were with us from the beginning. They guided us and helped us make this commission being very active. And in a few seconds to ask them if they want to address a few words. And before that, I also want to thank you to all my colleagues who contributed a lot. I want to point out that this was a volunteers commission. All of us decided to do this in order to improve the chess community. So for me, it was an honor to be here this year, and it was great having the chance to contribute to the chess community. Grandmaster Bologan or CEO Sava, if you want to address a few words, I will invite you, and thank you again for all the support.
Thank you. Thank you, Tiberiu. This time I will jump in first because I'm in another meeting as well, a very important one in the parallel. So sorry for that. I excuse because it took longer than expected, but it's very important one. It's about also FIDE important events. Thank you, Tiberiu. As everybody knows, you are the youngest chair of the FIDE Commission. I'm not sure about ever, but current one for sure, yes. And I think you and your team did a great job during this year. Really many projects ongoing. Just not to make your life easier, we decided to merge the commissions, the SPP commission with the technical commission, which of course created some extra value because many members of the SPP commission, they are also very good specialists in IT, and they also could contribute to the more wide list of tasks than only SPP, which is quite a limited one. So I think this excellent integration of the two commissions and their scopes went smoothly. And this for sure is the biggest commission from point of view of structure, of departments, of direction, of projects in FIDE. But it's working very well, and it's very active commission. All the members practically are involved in one on another or 2 or 3 projects. The amount of work in hours, it's also huge. Like just I mentioned this Hendrik's last technical specification on the tournament portal. It's it's an impressive document, very professional one. So been on volunteer basis, the commission members managed to create a professional product, which is very, very to be appreciated. And thank you for that. There are many challenges, many things we have to define, and many things to still do more, like listing the products, the whole endorsement system, certification system. This should be more clarified. And already now I can say that many projects were submitted to the FIDE Council and approved, and the new products are used in the also from point of view and pairing system. Also, it was some good progress made. And in general, I just want to thank you all. It's always a pleasure to work with you. Even sometimes I'm annoying you and kind of pushing, but I understand perfectly well that this is a huge work. And if I do so only just because it's my job to do it. It's not like I don't understand how difficult it is to make it. So thank you so much. I want to take more time, and I wish you good luck. I will step in from time to time to the meeting, and I hope to answer you. In case you need me, you can also always write by WhatsApp so I can step in. Thank you so much, and good luck with the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Grandmaster, and thank you for all the trust and the support. Definitely all the push, if there was any, and all your our discussion and contribution helped us a lot. If anyone wants to add before beginning, Mr. Filipovic, okay, now it's okay. Please do. If not, I propose to proceed. So, anything else before starting? Maybe from FIDE? No. Okay. There will be 2 parts of this meeting. There will be the first part, which will last around 30 minutes, where I want to describe on a high level our activity, what we have done, and our main directions. And there will be the second part, which will last longer, where every department and all the projects that we have done and we intend to develop in the future will be more described. Why we structured our meeting like this? Basically because we want to make sure that the people who just want to know about our activity will not be obliged to stay more than 30-40 minutes, but people who are interested in some particular subject, you can stay with us for much longer and discuss in more detail. All right. Before starting, I would like to give you a sad news for those who don't know, and to keep a moment of silence for our dear colleague Rohan YT from Barbados. Unfortunately, he passed away around one month ago. Before telling you more words about him, please let's keep a moment of silence for him. Thank you. It was a tragic news for all of us because Rohan worked until several weeks before he passed away. He was always ready to help, a great person, available to help arbiters, organizer, and in this situation, his colleagues. He was very appreciated in the Caribbean, where he conducted most of his work. An honorable person, he arbitred several Olympiads, and currently a member of technical, he was a member of the technical commission. he was an international arbiter and a FIDE instructor. We don't know many details, but we know that he passed away just several weeks after his wife died. And yes, please, Mr. Rohan Waiti, rest in peace, and thank you for getting the honor to get to know you. Okay, if anyone wants to add anything about Rohan, now is the time, because maybe some of you knew him personally. If not, I will propose to proceed. Okay, thank you. As the agenda for today, we will present internal aspects regarding our activity, organizational aspects, how we conducted meeting and communication, our main results, how the endorsements are conducted now, our projects, and our short, brief financial aspects. We will discuss every department activities. We will discuss the development projects, and then any other business onshore. This is the first 30 minutes. And then these parts, departments, and development projects will be much more detailed. Because as Mr. Bologan already mentioned, one of our department is SPP department, who actually was a commission in the past. It is huge amount of work there, probably around 1,200 hours of work only in that department. So definitely Roberto and his colleagues needs their time to discuss and to present their efforts and to discuss the new directions. What we have done, successfully structure and turn the commission into highly effective entity, adapted to the new instruments, online instruments, so being able to communicate. We had weekly meetings. For some time we had one in 2 weeks, but most of the time we had weekly meetings. And not only from a management point of view, but also the subcommittees, the departments, had their own meetings. We had the annual meeting in Bucharest, which was face-to-face, and we used our budget to organize this meeting. We managed to do very professional endorsement reports. We assisted dozens of requests from FIDE and other members of the chess community, most of them in a good manner, some of them, of course, we needed to work more. And we started important development projects. These are our members, including Mr. Waiti Rohan, who our dear colleague who unfortunately passed away. We are those are members from 21 federations. And this is the amount of work done by us, around estimated 3,600 of hours in person days, 450 person days, and these efforts were grouped by departments. Most of the people were part of more departments. As an example, Tanya was the head of marketing department, but she also put efforts in critical tech and in other departments as well, also in management. These are our 6 departments. We try to delegate, and for every single project or activity of us, we have someone who's responsible. We have a responsible for every work group. We have a responsible for every department. As an example, for SPP is Roberto Rica, then from critical tech is Mario. For support is Fungi. For development is Arasu. For management is myself and Hendrik. And for marketing and communication is Tanya. As you can see, these are the main directions. For SPP, you have pairings, tie breaks, and softwares. For critical, you have board and pieces and clocks, venue requirements, commission, and or department, and broadcast technologies. For support, we have digitalization, both internal and external. For development, strategic digitalization and other new technologies. Also, compatibility across technologies and platforms. We have the management board and also the procedure work group. And we have for marketing and communication, we have communication and promotion, and website and social media. As I was saying, for every single work group, we have someone who's responsible, and also for every single project, there is also someone in charge. This way of working was very important because this assured us that for every good thing that we've done, someone has to take the credit, or for every problem, I know who to call and ask to find a way to solve the problem. From the communication point of view, we had many meetings with FIDE representative. also internal meetings, but also meetings with third parties. And we'll present in a second our new project regarding vendor group. This is a picture who was taking place in the technical annual meeting, where not only the member of the commission took part, but also Grandmaster Bologan or Mr. Kodar Kovski, the vice president of FIDE and the Romanian Chess Federation. It was there were two days of work. We conducted a lot of endorsement reports, and what we have tried compared to what was in the past, basically we have tried that for every endorsement process to send to the FIDE and to the vendors a very detailed report. Usually our reports have around 30 to 40 pages. We try to help the vendors to improve their product. So on a way, we were much more strict than in the past regarding any endorsement, and our testers were very meticulous and checked very well everything that was there. On the other hand, we tried also to help the vendors to improve their product. And I think we managed in general to keep a good relation with the vendor where they understood that the requirements sometimes are high, but also they put a lot of effort to improve the project. As for the new technical commission projects, these are the most important, and they will be detailed in a second. I will just mention all of them briefly, and then I will ask my colleagues to talk about them for a second. First, we have the FIDE endorsement process, because right now it is not clear. Sorry, do you want to? Maybe it is not for us, yeah? Okay. We conducted several meetings with vendors, and we understood that the endorsement process is not clear. But furthermore, we understood that vendors need to know the differences between what a FIDE endorsed product is, what a FIDE accepted product means, and what is compliance with FIDE regulations. So we are working now to detail very well the endorsement process, as well as the FIDE accepted process and the FIDE compliance process. We are working with the other commissions and with Mr. Martinov to develop this. So this will attract new vendors to come to contribute to the chess community. We'll talk more in a second about this. Hendrik will say more. The second project is the tournament entry portal, where we are assisting FIDE in developing a new tournament portal for managing the events and communicating with federations and players. We invested quite a lot of efforts in working with DGT live chess improvements. As DGT is a partner of FIDE, it is important to help them and to convince them to do the best efforts possible to great products. Here, Fangi, maybe she will address a few words after. A new project that is starting very soon is the open source project, and we want to take advantage that a lot of the chess players, and not only a lot of the chess community, are good programmers. And I'm sure that some of the software in chess will be developed as open source, and we can assist, we can moderate these projects, so we can develop for almost no cost new software for chess. We have this vendor user group, and we will regularly meet with the vendors to assist them and to convince them to contribute in chess. And of course, we have the work of the SPP Commission, SPP department, an extremely active and dedicated department with Roberto ahead, where we want to present the tiebreak rules update, and other regulations that are working at currently, such as team pairing rules, changes to the Swiss pairings, and not only. Before giving the words to my colleague to briefly present every single of these projects, I want to thank them for their dedication and for working with me so well, for accepting sometimes my pushes. And again, for me, it is an honor that I can be in a project where everyone is a volunteer and just putting a lot of effort just to help chess. Okay, Hendrik, if you want to start with the first project, please, the scene is yours.
Thank you, Tiberu. I will, good evening, good afternoon, and maybe sometimes good morning to everybody. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll try and be brief. The projects that's currently on there, on the list that Tiberu is there, is the FIDE endorsement process, the tournament entry portal, the open source project, and the vendor. So I will, if you allow me, I'll just say a few words about those four. So let's group them together, and then we can, the other members can also then present their projects.
Sure. Sorry, do you want me to close the screen, or you?
I think this is fine because I'll make a comment about. I think it's fine for now.
Okay, in the second part we can detail them right now. Okay.
Yes. Right. So Tiberu has already shared with you the FIDE endorsement process. What it basically came down to is that if you go and look at the specific definition of an endorsement, means that usually there is some form of a remuneration or a sponsorship with an endorsement process. Whereas in the past, we only had an endorsement. So vendors would come and ask for an endorsement, where an endorsement would not necessarily get the FIDE logo, because if you are endorsed product, then there should theoretically also you should be able to wear the FIDE logo. However, that is not the case. So we decided, and we've already clarified the principle with the FIDE legal advisor, is that we will basically split the process in three. There will be, first of all, compliance. So in other words, and that is the tech committee would normally not be really involved in that. Compliance is just when there's a specification in the handbook and you comply to that specification, for instance, a chess piece. Then there is a FIDE accepted. So what that means is, in a lot of cases, if you look at the previous projects that Tiberu just listed, for instance, the ID chess, the Millennium boards, etc., there are no specifications for those products. So we have to develop new specifications, and then eventually those specifications becomes part of the FIDE handbook. So that is the accepted FIDE specifications, where we assist the vendor to become sort of like compliant. And then there is the endorsement process. Obviously, if a vendor wants the product to be endorsed, it must be accepted and it must be compliant. And usually there would be an agreement at the end of that. So, but if you really want, if I'm going to stop at that because we don't have much time. I will share a little bit later if there are any questions about that process. And because this specifically involves our vendors, and that's why you will see is the fourth, was it now the fifth item there on that, or the fifth bullet is the vendor user group. So we tend to, or our plan is to spend more time and explain to the vendors exactly how that is going to work, because that involves them quite drastically. All right, then the second bullet there is the tournament entry portal. FIDE has embarked on a process driven mostly by GM Bologan and a management committee, where FIDE need a process for a tournament, what it's called, well, a tournament entry portal, and it's basically for managing tournaments, the entry of tournaments, the tournaments itself, and the management of the players, the contracts, the accommodation, and everything that goes around with that. So for starters, FIDE has asked us to, or we agreed on drawing up a functional specification. That is the document that Grandmaster Bologan just referred to. So we've drawn up a functional specification for that document. And the next step of that tournament entry portal is now to make a decision if FIDE is going to develop this themselves, or are we going to employ a third-party vendor. So there is some decisions, but before that, we still need more information. I see that the president has just joined us.
Yes.
Mr. President, if we can give Tibor, I don't know if you want to give him a quick chance.
This is why I wanted to interrupt you. Apologize, Mr. President. Thank you very much for joining us. We are honored. If you want to address a few words, we are very happy to have you here.
Yes, thanks a lot. I'm traveling now in Africa, so I'm now in the airport. So the connection is not very good. I will not be able to join you for a long time. But I believe that the Commission has greatly improved its functioning, and there are many ideas and many results already. So I can see from your presentation and from materials I received during the last 3 months that you are trying to involve multiple actors, that you work in the interests of the entire chess community, and that's great. Of course, we will continue to communicate with you at the level of both management board and the council, and it's a great practice that you interact with other commissions to find the best possible solutions. So thanks a lot again, and please continue. I will listen as much as I can, and feel free to ask any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for all the support and for trusting us. We are doing everything we can for the chess community and for FIDE in general as the main institution. We appreciate very much your kind words, and thank you again for joining us. Hendrik, if you may, I propose you to continue.
Thank you, Mr. President. Right, so let me just finish off on the tournament the tournament entry portal. That is quite a huge project. That is the status that I just shared with you. That is, I think, one of the biggest projects that we will ever try or attempt to do, and it will take quite a lot of serious work. Then the next one on the agenda is the fourth point, is the open source project. Maybe just some sharing with you what we intend to do with that project. For those of you that are programmers would most probably know the term open source. That is where you have source code that is shared on the internet, most probably sometimes on GitHub or platforms like GitHub, Bitbucket, and other platforms. And then you get the community to contribute to either develop the software further, fix bugs, implement enhancements, etc. Now, we want to start, we actually have already started a project called the open source project, and at the vendor user group, which is the next item on the list, we will share more details and ideas around that. What we basically want to do is we want to put ourselves and the community in a position where we can act and move faster, especially when we decided to start first off with tiebreaks. So there will be an open source code base for tiebreaks. Otto Milfang has already done quite a lot of work on that, and hopefully his code will be pushed onto the platform soon. But the long of that is that this is something then that belongs to FIDE. It doesn't belong to anybody, any specific person. It belongs to FIDE. FIDE would be the controlling party of that open source project, or whatever the projects are. So we are specifically looking at tiebreaks and at pairing systems. Pairing systems will come later because that's the more complex one. But then we rely on the community and the experts that is available there for us to be able to move faster. So let me then move on straight to the user group meeting. So we have scheduled a vendor user group meeting for the 18th of December, which is, I think, in exactly a week's time from today. I will post the link for that vendor user group meeting, is where you can go and register for the meeting. I will post it in the chat when I'm finished here. And the idea basically is that we want to start to form or collaborate far better with our vendors. And these are all the vendors. Anybody that produces something in chess that needs some advice, that needs help, that has got questions, the user group would be used as a platform for that. And we will also use that platform and those meetings to communicate to our users, to the vendors. What is our direction? Where are we going? What is in the pipeline, so that the vendors, and also specifically with regards to timelines, so that vendors put themselves into the position where they can align themselves better, knowing what's going on and where we are going and what the timelines are. Thank you very much, Tibru. I think that is my 2 cents.
Thank you, Hendrik. So, Hendrik presenting very shortly some project that requires huge amount of work. We'll detail them in several minutes, but until then, I propose to shortly present the other projects. So, Roberto or Fungi, which one of you would like to continue? I invite you to do so. Just briefly, 2-3 minutes about them, and then we'll discuss, of course, in detail. So,
Tibru, I just had a message from Fungi. She's having trouble with the connection, so she don't think that she'll be able to make
then
it.
I can present very shortly the DGT life check improvements. So, although DGT is a private company, it became an important partner of FIDE because mainly the product are essential for broadcasting and also for playing because of their equipment. So for FIDE, it was important to make sure that these equipments are at their best possible level and worked with the DGT company in order to improve them. So what we have done, we have tested very well their products. We found some of possible improvements, some things to be made better, and we organized with them meetings. We had a lot of email changes. So the next products will be even better than they are. Don't get me wrong, I think they are doing a fantastic job. I've been playing chess using DGT equipment since I was a child. However, we want always to have the best possible equipment in chess. So this will be about DGT. And about tiebreak team pairings and Swiss pairing rules, there is only one person who can. I mean, it is one person who should talk about this because he has done a lot of things for the last, not only for the last year, but for the last decade for SPP. So Roberto, please, if you may say a few words.
Okay, those mentioned are the main activities of the SPP department during this year, and also the endorsement of software programs used to manage FIDE tournaments. I will talk extensively of all of these later.
Okay, so if you want to find out more, please wait for the later presentation. Also, I didn't put on this list, but it is important to mention that new manuals for equipments for, let's see here, for board pieces and clocks and venue requirements equipment are prepared by the critical tech department. I didn't put them in the list since there are actually I should have put them on the list, but I consider that they will be described anyway by Mario in the second part of our meeting. So Mario, if you want to address a few words now, please do it. If not, we will listen to you after.
Okay, just a few words. We are working on preparing specifications and test reports for several kinds of equipment, but this work has been briefly paused because of the necessity of defining what an endorsement is before proceeding to test reports. However, I will expand briefly on that in the second part.
All right. Then we will go to the second part in a second. First, I would like to thank you for listening to us. I would like to briefly show you the annual report, just to have an idea about how much we spend on these projects, and then we are ready to listen to your questions before going to the second part. All right, I will just briefly open the annual report done by our commission. So this will be available soon. We describe here the internal organization of our commission, which was very important before starting important projects. We have a management board who's meeting regularly. We have a lot of meeting and communication. This annual meeting in Bucharest was very important. We are trying to have at least one in-person meeting every year. Next year will be during the Olympiad. So I think it's very important. Probably besides the Olympiad, we also have some regional meetings on each continent. We completed a lot of endorsements, and these are the endorsements that were described. We couldn't put all the information because some of them are private and they are sent only to FIDE. We don't want to make them public since there are some third parties involved, some vendors. These are some completed projects that were briefly described and then in detail described in the annexes. All right, some proposals. And yes, basically our report has around 150 pages, and we will encourage you to read it. And we are always happy to send to us questions if you have any. So thank you for listening to us. And please, if you have questions, we are ready to answer now or in the dedicated time to every department and project. And a special thanks to all of you who attended this meeting, to the guests, the people who are not part of the commission but wanted to know more. I know that most of you would like to join the other meetings as well. This is why I want to propose the questions to be now. Thank you. I will wait 1 more minute for questions. If there is no questions, then we'll proceed to the second part of the meeting. So yes, please feel free to ask us anything.
Can I maybe ask just it's again to the community, if you want us to send the annual report to you, if you put your email address just in the chat, we can send it. We can send the annual report to you because all the work that we've done is in that report.
Okay. Until everybody, if you think if there is any extra question, just some mentions. So we are always happy to include people outside of our commission in our project. There are some sensitive projects where the procedure doesn't allow us to include people outside of the commission or where we have for permit. But for most of our projects, we can do that and we are happy. So if yourself directly or other people that you know would like to contribute or to work with us, please write to us. We are very, very happy to have you. All right. So from now on, I propose to describe our projects in details, and I will propose to start with Roberto. Roberto, if you are ready, the scene is yours. If not, we can start with another department.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, first of all, I'm sending on the chat my presentation so you can read it. It is in PDF or in HTML. Also, I include the presentation on the PDF. Then I try to share my screen now. Let's hope that well, it should be this one. Hello, Windows. So let's try.
It's the green button at the bottom. There we go.
Yes, no, I just was I was looking for the window because I didn't find the window that I was looking for, and I'm still not finding the window. Okay.
You can see the presentation now, but it is not full screen.
Now we are ready. This okay, my presentation is those are the links, so you can get my report that what I'm going to read. And also there is, you can find there the links of the attachment that I will be mentioning during my report. I leave just a second to write it down or to use it from the chat, and then okay, I'll move on. Okay, let's start with the main activities that we have already seen. That is the amendment to the tiebreaker regulations. We defined a team pairing algorithm, and we made the changes to the Swiss principle and the FIDE Dutch algorithm. Well, and then also it is the endorsement of the software programs that manage the FIDE tournament. So those are the main activities during this year. Then we have other activities that are not yet completed. That is the tiebreak server. And the tiebreak server will talk about that later, Otto Milvang. Then we'll talk briefly of the double Swiss algorithm, the enhancement of the TRF specification to support verification of tiebreaks and team pairings, and tiebreaker-related explanation and exercises for the tech manual. Okay. Then there are activities that we are up to develop in 2024. That is the accepted or the approval rules. The ones were endorsement. Now we are changing the meaning of actually we clarified the meaning of the endorsement, and so we are just doing an approval process that now include the tiebreaks for the tournament management software in preparation for the approval procedure that are scheduled for the 2025-26. Also, there's another activity that is bring all non-Swiss pairing systems and the related issue under the tech umbrella. Dedication, I mean, we want to have a dedicated section in the handbook, which will include the Schiller pairings, the Scheveningen pairings, the round-robin pairings that right now are in competition rules, the Varma tables restricted down the drawing of lot that right now is written probably in 2-3 different places, and then the knockout pairings and then we would like to, I already discussed this during the meeting of the Rules Commission, when we wanted to make a revision of the section C042, the general handling rules for Swiss tournament, to recognize a separate competition rule from pairing rules, because right now there is a mix of the two. And then this is an ambitious project to search for or develop tools that can evaluate pairing system and tiebreaks, because ideally we would like to have a method, a way to compare different pairing system and different tiebreaks to see what is the best. But that's a quite complicated task. That's it. This is I'm going to explain in detail some of the activities, not the last one. So let's start with the changes to the Swiss principle and the FIDE Dutch. Some of these changes were already approved in 2018. Others were approved in 2021 and 2022, but they were never mentioned in the minutes of the SPP Commission. There is one novelty that is simpler this one, that is no down float for 0 point buy and forfeit losses. Okay, and then postpone the, okay, there is the proposal of changing the default score for the pairing allocated by, but we are postponing this proposal in order to be more sure about that. I read a note that say that in the files there are no presentation, but the tech SPP report, yes. The presentation, this one is just done here. The presentation, I mean, with the PowerPoint, and there is the report, but there is written the same things, just in a different format. I'm not doing anything different. I just copied and pasted what I wrote in the report and made the presentation. So let's see these changes in more detail. Not much, because we already discussed this several times during the past year. The full point buy now considered equivalent to a forfeit win from the standpoint of preventing a future pairing allocated buy. It means that whoever gets a full point buy now is prevented from receiving the pairing allocated buy. In the past, there was the pairing allocated buy where one was prevented only for forfeit win and other pairing allocated buy. The reason is just that the full point buy usually happen, are a rarity, are deprecated, but sometimes are the only way to solve problems that otherwise won't be solved. For instance, the typical example is somebody that is paired, is wrongly paired with someone else that got half point buy, and there was no communication, and then there was a pairing. Now the guy who got the half point buy has to have it, and the other has to win. So since we cannot forfeit the game, we have to use something, let's say, external like this.
Apologize, Roberto. We can only see the first page of the PowerPoint, as Otto pointed out in the chat. Did you change the slide, or you are still on the first
yes,
one?
I'm moving. So you are saying that you are just because I talk.
Yes, it is possible that you have the presentation.
So you are just
twice.
you are just seeing the page in the middle. So you are just seeing this.
Roberto,
Yeah?
sometimes when you only share a window on Zoom or a specific screen and not the full screen, sometimes Zoom freezes and the screen does not change. Maybe, if possible, you should try to share your whole screen.
Yes, well, anyway, but we can also use this, I think. So now, let's say, now do you see summary?
Yes, now it is okay.
I understood what was the problem. Okay, fine. I just okay. It's not ideal, but let's say at least I can cancel something, because I was moving through the presentation. I'm sorry. So this is what is written: the main activities that I said before, the activities that were not yet completed. And then the activities that we have, we will say develop next year, and then the changes, and then now we move to something more specific. That is the changes to the Swiss principle, and okay, and these are the changes that were presented in the past years. And now this is where I was a few seconds before. Okay, a full point buy that is equivalent to a forfeit win. Then the changes now to the FIDE Dutch algorithm. The pairing process is simplified by anticipating the completion check. Now it will be done for every candidate pairing instead of just the pairing chosen by the bracket pairing process. It seems complicated, but before we checked the completion just at the end of the pairing of a bracket. Now we change anytime. We made this check anytime there are candidates for floating. This will simplify a lot the process because we eliminated several parts of the algorithm, of the Dutch algorithm. Those are different changes. That is, the pairing allocated by is assigned only in the lowest score group that has pairing allocated by candidates. If you know the FIDE Dutch, you know that sometimes pairing allocated bys go to somebody who has not the lowest score. It may happen sometimes. Now it will not happen anymore. If there is a candidate in the lowest score group, he will get the PAB. Having the choice, the PAB is assigned to those who have played more games than their peers. Before there was no, it happened. The last one, usually the last one unpaired, got the PAB. And that's the reason why we introduce, we actually say we go back to an old rule, in the sense that now people who lose a game by forfeit or simply were absent are not going to, let's say, they will not get a downfloat as in the past. Usually a downfloat means that you had an advantage in the round before, and of course there is no advantage in playing in losing a game by forfeit or not playing a game. But we had the current rule. It was in place to prevent Mr. Zix from getting a pub after missing the first round at PAB, after missing the first round, because it went to the last and to the last, and of course Mr. Zix was the last in alphabetical order. Okay, these changes are to be approved in principle now. The actual wording will be finalized at the next Congress, because maybe we'll change the wording. But if somebody wants to start, some programmers want to start developing these new rules, they will be in place, maybe with a different wording. Like the same thing as we did 8 years ago, where the wording from 2015 and 2016 was extremely different, but they said the exactly same things. And then, as usual, these changes will go into effect on July 1st, 2025. Okay. Now let's talk to what this has been the most ambitious project that we have tried this year, that is to have the team pairing algorithm. Okay. In the past, it was tried several times to define it was asked to the SPP to define a team pairing algorithm, but there was always some delays, some problems that in such a way that we always postpone this thing until I think FIDE decided to postpone ourselves. So now we came back 4 years later. This time we worked on the team pairing. Now I will briefly describe the features of the team pairing. That is, there is no specific rule to define the tournament pairing numbers. Their definition is demanded to the regulation of the specific competition, or at last resort, it is decided by the chief arbiter. Usually it is rating, we know, but sometimes ratings are not available, are not good, whatever. So let's say the the competition the rules of the specific competition will decide how to do this. Then the color preference. In the default configuration, a team either has a preference for a color or it doesn't. There are no alternatives, like in the Olympiad. In the Olympiad, either there is a team with a preference or not, and it is the same thing. Then there are other more complex configuration where teams have no preference at all because, for instance, they play with a fixed board and but whatever, and there is no reason to have, or maybe they play one game with white, one with black. Or on the contrary, there are preferences that are resembling those of individual tournaments. For instance, if the team with white plays at home while the team with black plays on the road. So anyway, but the main configuration, the default configuration, it is that there is a preference or not. The pairing allocated by is dealt like in the Olympiad. That means lowest score, largest pairing number, score equivalent to a draw. There is a small difference in the sense that the team with the higher number of names are selected first. Instead, there was not this rule. There is not this rule in the Olympiad pairings. The direction of pairing, the pairing is done in a top-down fashion from the top bracket to the bottom bracket, as we have done with all the systems that were recently defined by the SPP. In other words, there is no pairing a la lim. That is a top to middle excluded, bottom to middle excluded, and then the middle bracket, the middle score group. The score groups, or more precisely the reminders of the score groups that cannot be fully paired, are completed with up floaters. This is a novelty because usually we are using, except that in Dubov, we are using down floaters. But we have decided that actually up floaters are more precise than the down floaters. I can also explain this. And but let's trust me on this. And then then we decided to use up floaters, which is as I say, more precise. The selection of up floater are selected by the highest score, the smallest pairing number, and provided that, of course, they allow a complete pairing in the bracket where they are moved to, and then they leave a maximum pairing in the group, in the following group, which is not necessarily the groups where they are coming from. This is like in Dubov. This is the most controversial rule for us because we would like somebody to express their opinion. Except for the last two rounds of the course, when it's possible, a team will not play with the team with a different primary score in 2 consecutive rounds. So we have a floating protection in both ways. So if you play in a round with a team that has a different score, you don't play with a team in a different score in another round. Of course, it is possible. And then finally, there's another novelty. The pairing on a bracket made by the residents and the floater is based only on pairing numbers. That means that the score is ignored. So when we have somebody who floats in a bracket, we are using the pairing number and forgot that team has a F point less or 1 point less if we are in match point like in the Olympiad. That's it. Those are the main features of the team pairing. Now, if somebody wants to ask some questions, as I said, from my presentation, that is one that I give the links. You can there is the let's say the text of the team pairing. Otherwise, I move to the next item on my list. I see no questions, so let's move on. That is the tiebreaks. The tiebreak, the revision of the rule published last year was the main activity of the committee during the first part of the year. And then the output of this was the rule that entered into force September 1st for event, GSC event. Yes, for EVE, GSC events. And then from the 1st of April, there will be available for every competition. They should be used in every competition. Of course, those are rules, but one of these rules say that the organizer can use whatever tiebreak they decided to use, provided that they put it in the rules of the specific competition. There are some changes, but they're just minor. And if you look at my presentation, there are the links to the changes and to the table of changes. We think that there will be further adjustment before April 1st, and then one of the goals of our department is to propose a recommendation for tiebreaks, but it's something for the future. Okay, now let's move to the software endorsement. There were three software managers that proposed for the endorsement. One was MoveKeep, that was rejected because the program that is an online program, and the program could not be checked in a controlled environment. That is, which means with internet switched off. WinTD was not considered because the application was submitted after the deadline, which is 4 months before the Congress. But then we have a Chess Online pairing program, COP, which is an online program that it was possible to check it in a controlled environment because the COPS author provided a virtual machine acting as a web server. The full report is available. Okay, you have also on my document. And then the COP is a program that deserves to be endorsement. This is the final recommendation. Okay, now let's see what is the work in progress. There was some program. We have the double Swiss algorithm. Double Swiss are competition where an encounter is 2 games to be played with both colors. Traditional algorithm put too much importance of color preferences. There is a draft available. Of course, if you look at my presentation, you will find it. And it is in the plans to be discussed, proposed in the next Congress. Then we have the TRF specification enhancement. As maybe of us know, the TRF is a tournament report format file. The TRF uses especially to report rating result. It is actually is a main activity. But for individual tournaments, the TRF is also used to check pairing correctness. But the TRF, as it is now, cannot be used to check teams pairings or to verify the correct application of tiebreaks. And therefore, there are needed some extensions that are still discussed. I thought to be able to present something, but no, it's much more complicated than what I has assumed in the first place. And then there is let's say the mythical tiebreak manual. That is something that it is designed to better explain the new tiebreaks or the new interpretation of all the tiebreaks. This will be useful for everybody if we ever be able to complete it. And okay, there will be a lot of exercises and okay, in order to help to do the work. Now I finish and I leave the word to Otto Milbach.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Roberto. I think there are some questions. That's great. So please proceed.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Roberto. Just question about change of the TRF format. Could you say a little more about this? What are the plans? What are the main purpose? Why I'm asking, because I think this is a very important topic. I like you mentioned this, and I think that this job should also include the idea to exchange all data between pairing software through the TRF file. Because for now, for example, if you want to transfer data from one software to another one, we are losing data. For example, the TRF format does not contain for now the tie breaks. Yes. So if we are moving data from one software to the another one, we are losing some data. So it would be fantastic for all arbiters to have a format which can keep all data important for the tournament. Thank you.
Yes. This, of course, we have to introduce in the TRF information regarding the tiebreaks. This is probably the main goal, and also, as I said, to check team pairing algorithm that right now team pairings that right now is not cannot be done. We are working on this, and then there is probably something more to do. That is to have the possibility to have a full complete exchange format for different programs, and but this is a bit more difficult that what I had expected in the first place. So my goal first is to provide support for team pairings and for verification of team pairings and for tiebreaks, and then we will do later something that is more, because there are some data that we are losing, and hopefully we can integrate the TRF in order not to lose those data. But it will be, let's say, put in the back burner for at least for 2024. That's what I think. Okay. It's our goal, but next year we will focus on the other two elements that I've mentioned.
Okay, thank you.
Before continuing, I want to salute the presence here of Mr. Delega, because he's not only a great arbiter and a great organizer, also a professional in infrastructure in IT. So, Mr. Delega, anytime you are free to collaborate with us, or you have a minute, we invite you to work with us. It will be great having your feedback and any of the contribution. Also, ex-chairman of the Arbiters Council, if I'm right.
Yes, thank you. So I'm also happy to work on some details which I'm interested in. So probably I will try to join to some groups. Last few months I was a little busy, but from the next year I will have more time. So I hope I will be also a little more active on the technical commission fields, like for example this TRF change, because I think this is very important.
You are only having 6 or 7 jobs, so yeah. This is a very interesting proposal. So let's discuss in the future how we can solve this technical aspect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I start?
Yes, if there is no other questions already, Otto will present a great contribution that he has worked at, which is a software. Actually, it's better Otto to describe it. So please.
Thank you. You can see my screen?
Yeah, yes, thanks. We can all see your screen.
Okay. Just check. Has it changed now? Same screen or?
Yes. Now it is code
different.
Line. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just so I know it. Okay. The intention of this tiebreak server is to provide a tool. It's source code, examples. It's for developers, for arbiters, and in general for people who want to gain better understanding of tiebreaks, as well as it shall be a tool for tech to approve software. So the most important task is to ensure that the FIDE endorsed pairing program provide the correct tiebreak calculations. This server will hopefully help developers to make their algorithms correct. And second, and also very important, it will help tech to in the endorsement process where we can test if the pairing program works correct. Maybe it's also a resource center. We have not decided. We're about to talk about the tiebreak handbook. Maybe we can put it together and have a resource center describing algorithms in details like this, where you can go through a tournament and see how a direct encounter works with when you have several rerun of the algorithms, and also what impact it does if it's a round-robin tournament or a Swiss tournament, will change the result of the calculation. The important thing is actually, as Henrik said, to make all this software on the GitHub. It's already on the GitHub, the first software version. And this should be what we can call the gold standard for tiebreak calculations. The source code is in Python 3. And the choice of Python is that it can be run on all type of operating systems, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, but it will run in command shell. And this is a command shell program that take input file, output file, define file format, and of course the tie breaks. And we can take all the tie breaks in the manual. We can add a modifier for team tournaments. If it's match points or game points, we can add modifier for calculation if it's cut 1, 2, or median, or for if it's a limit on 50% for some of the tie breaks. And we have also some options saying maybe for forfeited games, either win and loss, consider all played game against the shuttled opponent as played, which is the option for direct encounter. And I also added one where you can force direct encounter to treat tournament as a Swiss tournament, which is more for testing. One of the test files, you can see this, yeah. Thumb up, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, this is the tournament I showed you in the examples, but I didn't explain it. Will not now, but at least it's 6 person who shares 4 points here. And if we run this in command line, we started the program with -c check, -i for input file, -t for file format, -d for a tabbed output format, and the last two -t for the tie breaks, points, and direct encounter. And it will have as output one line with status 0 for no errors, and true because this column down here was exactly the same as the result in my tie break calculation. And for those who like programs, we have the same with the JSON output. The JSON output is more used by programmers, I think, where you actually have the same information. It has return no error. It's the check is true, and then for each competitor, say the type breaks, and we have also information about what we had as input. Back to this page, to do it a little bit more for not everyone want to download Python and install Python on their own machine. So we add a web server on the top of the code, just a very simple web server that take all the same parameters as input, put it into the tiebreak server that actually run the Python program, and have the output as JSON. And yeah, I also a demo for this, of course. But before we go to this, I will say something about the format. As we saw in the tournament, the file rating file report has very limited information. And this was also mentioned in Roberto's presentation. And I have, as an intermediate format between all types of format, described a chess JSON format that shall include all information about the arbiters, the players, the club, local either whatever you want. You can go to result for each game. You can find if it's a team result, is which round, which board, white player, black player result. Is it played? Yes. What is the result? And since this was a question, I have actually to do. Oops. Where did I put this? Okay. I have. I will find it. Just a minute. There it is. Described the full format where you have all the information you need to exchange between programs. Also predefined score system, and you can add your own score system if you want. You have rating list, you have rank order where you can put points, book calls, whatever you want. Down to every detail. And I think that's maybe answers some question on how to exchange, how I want to exchange data between programs. Well, that was actually not planned, but it was attempting to do that. Well, if we take the example files again and say we want to run this with points and direct encounter and boop, why? Because we are I will try another. Yeah. Okay. The screen was too small. Yeah. Yeah. Direct encounter, calculate rank, and it will take actually the same information we saw in the terminal box, but here we have the rank and we have the values from the calculation. The triangles mark if it's sorted with up or down. Take some real tournaments, European Senior Championship women. This was round robin, and we used the tie breaks after points. We used direct encounter, number of wins, and we used Sonneborn Berger, and yeah, rank is identical. So we have verified that the tie breaks here were correct. I will take one more, and this is a team tournament. It's Norwegian Championship for club team 2022. And thanks to Jason, we can use this Norwegian letters. Yeah. Well, not very useful for you maybe, but useful for us. Here, since it's a team tournament, we will typically use points with game points, points with game points, and maybe we will use direct encounter, and we can use top board results, which is interesting. We had no, actually the FIDE had no predefined rank, so rank is not identical, but I can't do anything with that. But it's oops. Sorry, match points. No, there. Yeah. Not very much to say about this, but we can check if this is correct. It has the same tiebreak for match point, game point, direct encounter, but for top board, we can see top board is for board 1, 5 points here, 3, 4.5, and 4. So it's correct. This also shows that the tournament report file is insufficient to give all the data we need to calculate tie breaks, and that's special for teams. I think we have all we need except for the tie break names in individual tournaments, but for teams it's a lot we are losing. We are losing the board number, we are losing who has pairing allocated by, which is for example here. And what's interesting with pairing allocated by is that it's not the same amount of points for each board. Actually, I was wondering a little bit because it's board number 4 has 1 point and the other boards has half points. And actually the sum is correct because it's in this tournament pairing allocated by had 2.5 game points and 2 match points. But I was a little bit confused because the board number 4 has 1 point, but well, that was in the tournament time. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. Okay, question?
First of all, I would like to congratulate
those documents. Can you
Yes.
share those documents, what you have put, and
Yeah.
also the link to the server?
Yeah, of course. I will take. Actually, this is just a test server. It's my job computer. That's the reason for port 9000 because I just redirected it. I think I will first stop share, and then I can put it in the chat. Oops. Yeah. Just when you go to this page, just scroll down and you will see everything. Just made gaps between the text lines. The chess event file. Can I put this into the? Yeah, that's. And it's still under development. So, but it's a good idea to see what the ID for the JSON file is. And for those of you who are not programmers, I will say JSON is very powerful way to write information you want to exchange between computers, because you can take an entire data structure, just say write on that, and your software will format it, and yeah, and you can say read, and your software will read the entire structure.
But you shared also a file with JSON, the JSON file.
Yes.
I cannot find this link in this document you put on the chat.
In the bottom, I think maybe it was for download. Here, if you go here, okay, maybe yeah, it's had the ending JCH. It's JSON chess. It's in the zip file. Okay.
Okay, I found it. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, I would like to congratulate Jota for all this work. We need to use this software and to test it and see how we can even further develop it. So just for the guests to have an idea of the amount of efforts that these gentlemen are putting into this Commission and SPP department has been extremely active, and we have a very dedicated team. If there are any other questions about Otto's presentation and about the software, please proceed. If not, if you want to add anything more, Otto?
No, I think, yeah. No, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you very much again. If there is anything more to add for regarding SPP, please let us know now from our members or guests. If not, I propose to proceed to the next subject.
I have a question for Ricardo, I think.
Yes, Roberto. Yes.
Roberto, my apologies.
No worries.
Why the recommendations of the tie breaks are gone from the FIDE handbook? Because a lot of organizers use those recommendations in their tournaments, and now they are gone.
Yes, this was actually a decision that was taken last year, because they didn't want not to have, I mean, they didn't want to have recommendation in the rules. As a matter of fact, we will hopefully define recommendations that are not really recommendation, but are default when nothing else is defined. So, but the main reason came from last year. They did that. It was not wanted to have recommendation in the rules. That was the decision. Also, there is a more technical decision that we would like to have some tools that says that some recommendations are better than others. Because I remember the let's say the meeting in person in the 2011 in Krakow, where those recommendations were let's say put in place, and it was let's say a meeting where who had the biggest voice was winning. So it was not very technical, and we would like to extend the recommendation when it is really technical to do them. So it is let's say a part of our goals. To have tools that evaluates tiebreaks, and then we will put a recommendation in the rules.
Okay, thank you.
However, we are very open to questions. So anytime more details are necessary, please feel free to write to us. Roberto is answering very fast to all the emails. Same for the colleagues. So we are open to help. So just to write to us. Also, to Mr. Luke Cornet, I noticed your email pretty late, but I think Hendrik sent and also Tanya sent you an email. So I'm happy to having you here.
Okay, thank you. No problems.
Okay. Any other questions regarding SPP?
Sorry, Tibru, if I can just make a comment there. I don't want to say much more about the tiebreaks that's been removed from the handbook, other than it was it was decided by last year. They had a handbook task force, and they redid the handbook, and for certain principles that they applied, they didn't want it in there. However, please remember that take note that those recommendations are still in the Arbiter's Manual. So those same recommendations that used to be in the FIDE handbook is still in the Arbiter's Manual. So you can go and look for them there.
Yes, thank you, Hendrik. Any other aspects? I'm insisting, since SPP is a key aspect into our commission, as Mr. President and Grandmaster Bologan mentioned. Yeah, it has been decided just before we started our work that SPP became part of the technical department. So although SPP is just a department right now, it is in reality a huge amount of effort put there. It is actually a commission into a commission. All right. So thank you for all these efforts in this department. I propose to continue with the next one, and Mario, if you are ready to present your work and to detail a bit about the critical tech.
Yes, just a moment to share my screen.
Sure. So before Mario managed to share, just to remind you, one of the important departments is regarding the critical tech, which refers to board pieces and clocks, venue requirements, and broadcast technologies. So why we named it critical? Because if any of this has any flaws or any problem, it can affect the game, basically the game of chess, in a very direct and critical way.
Can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can see the screen, so the floor is yours.
I hope it will change the slide, not as for Roberto before. Okay, well, after the fabulous achievements we have just heard, my report will be almost anticlimactic because we deal essentially in the legacy of old tech, and our activities are concerned with classical equipment, essentially, not only the wooden boards, but also with electronic chessboards and score sheets, but all classical things. Our work consists in trying to create and propose rules and specs for this kind of objects of equipment, and to prepare a part of the technical manual, which will be the companion to our entry in the FIDE handbook. It's our equivalent of the arbiter's manual. Then we also have many questions and issues, especially from vendors who are interested, of course, in minimizing error and trials, and then design costs. And then again, to take part in specific projects which are as requested. As our chairman told us before, we have 3 areas, which are board pieces and clocks, venue requirements, and the broadcast technologies. All the people in these areas are very expert specialists, arbiters of great experience, technicians and organizers. So we have a lot of competence in this department. As you see, we deal with chessboards, both classical of every kind and electronic chessboards, clocks, again, both classicals and electronics, and score sheets, and all in short, everything which is needed to play the game over the board. The venue requirements area is
Sorry to interrupt, Mario. We are still on the first slide.
So I have the same problem Roberto
Yes.
had before. You are still on the first, so maybe I should interrupt my sharing and try to make it start again. No, my window crashed. I don't know why.
Third time is a charm.
Oh, I hope to be 3 times luck. Which one is what's happened now? It's a proposal. I'm sorry.
No worries. Another option is us to open it and we can just change the slide because I think it's working.
Okay.
Yes,
now,
like it's working. Can you change the slide?
It's not a presentation, but I'll do as Roberto did before. I just
very good.
Slide this. Is it clear that the image is good?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this, as I was saying, are the people who are in the several areas of the department. They are all very experienced people, very, very competent as arbiters, organizers, and technicians. So we have plenty of competence in the department, and they are all doing very interesting work. I was okay. Just a moment. I'll try to enlarge this image. Okay, now it's better. We deal with every kind of equipment. In short, everything which is needed to play over the board, and we have. Sorry. Well, okay. And we have an area which deals with this kind of equipment. Then the next area deals with venue requirements, which is an amazingly large field. It essentially transmitted images and so on, and as the very important task to create, to devise rules and technical indications, provisions to have a good transmission, but a good fair play protection, which is something which is not easy now. Technology, in fact, is all against fair play protection, but we will have some kind of protection all the way because this area is working very well. Well, this is something which is obvious. In practice, we had the legacy from the old tech, so we took the old C.02 part of the FIDE handbook and divided it between areas, except for the last article, time rates, which I think is not for the technical commission because it should be dealt with in the Rules Commission, I think, or anyway in some commission which deals with events and tournament rules. What we are doing now is well, we have established our structure, distributed work, and we are now devising rules for especially for endorsement and compliance of equipment. This work has been paused because we had to wait for top management, FIDE top management, to decide about what exactly endorsement is and how we should require the endorsement to be done. Moreover, we participate in specific projects and we try to satisfy requests from several stakeholders, answering questions and the like. For example, we had questions about chess pieces, forms, sizes, chessboard size, and the like. Nothing special, of course. At the moment, what we have completed is the definition of specifications for the pieces and chessboards, chess sets, and the test reports for chess sets and chess demonstration boards. Other test reports are in preparation, are in progress, and now that the endorsement is defined, we will complete and present, I think, several proposals to the next Congress. Okay, well, I don't think I have much more to say. If there is any question, I will now interrupt this. If there is any question.
Yes, thank you, Mario, for all this work. Usually these changes in this critical tech takes some time because basically any change that you do can affect directly the game. As an example, I received a question several days ago from a friend if FIDE would be allowed to change the way a chess piece move. It was about the knight. So theoretically, the commission can come with this proposal to change how a knight moves, and FIDE can discuss about it, and the General Assembly actually to approve this. So what I want to, of course, it is a joke, but what I want to point out is that any change in this critical tech affects very much the game, and what this commission is working is to improve the current manual and guidelines regarding the pieces, the boards, the clock, and the venue, and also the broadcast technologies. If you have any questions, please proceed. All right, thank you. Then I propose to go to the next department. I know that Fungi had some issues with the internet connection. I'm not sure whether Fungi is still on or because of the internet connection went out. But regarding the support, I can say a few words if she's not here. Okay. So regarding the support, basically it was our role as a technical commission to help other parties, both internal and external. We received a lot of questions. Some of them which required very serious tasks. As an example, we have here the United Arab Emirates, with the Emirates chess president, chess federation we have with us, and they had a very serious task regarding the winner of the Emirates Super League or First League, and we did our best to help them. So we encountered several difficult tasks, also some easy tasks that we answered. So this was the support department rule. If you have any questions regarding this, please proceed. If not, we'll go to the next one. Okay, if the Emirates Chess Federation wants to add anything about that particular situation, we invite them. If not, I will invite Arasu to continue. Okay. Or anyone else, if you want to add any question, to ask any question. No. Okay. Arasu, please proceed. Arasu is the head of the development department. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tibru. Thank you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It is happy to present what we did as a technical commission, and as part of our development department, we have a subcommittee members, myself, Tanya, and Pungi, and major our work is about the digitization strategic and do collaborations. That's a very important thing. And what we currently working is about rebranding the website. There is some delays in updating our website, but currently we are rebranding the website and publish all the projects that we work so that it can be published outside. So that's a major idea. So that's a key activity that we're working on. And also we want to use the tools and technologies that are available outside, and want to bring in more process within the commission and also within the FIDE, so that will help us more streamlined and processed. And there is a lot of discussion happened before I spoke about open source project. There are a lot of information shared by Tiguru and Henrik. And also we want to have social media integrations within our sites, and so that we will have more information that are posted on the social medias from our side as well. So this is how the new website looks like. Still, it is not completely content has been not updated, so we have not published it. We will do it shortly. So there is a separate section for endorsements, whatever endorsements that we work, what are the reports that we work, all those things would be there, and each and every meetings and reports would be posted, and there will be options to search those meetings. All those information would be there. And we do have some social media tags where once you click on it, you take to the FIDE site, social media. There you can tag us and tweet. So those kind of integrations are there. And the open source project, which Henrik was mentioned, we have a Git repository created for us, FIDE TEC. So this will consist of all the projects that we work under open source initiatives, and this will be having some moderations. When I say moderate, the developers, like would be controlled from the tech commissions and other people from management board to have the code more moderated, and what comes in, what has to be pushed will be moderated, but it would allow the users outside the world, like chess enthusiasts, whoever wants to contribute, they will be able to contribute. And very importantly, so we want to utilize all the non-profit benefits. Being FIDE is a technical non-profit company, like a organization, we want to utilize as much as possible. So there are tools like Trello, Confluence, Git, and a lot of other tools are available for non-profit organization. So we explored few of our options and we want to start utilizing those things that would help us to streamline and process things better and collaborate better, because as we have seen, like members from our different commissions or other people have also joined this meeting. Similarly, there would be a lot of people would be able to look in what is happening. So that's one of the key idea. So if you see, currently we are using tools like Trello, so where we maintain the department-wise like things. Currently, it is used in the development and support, but the other things also will be used. The conference page where we have information posted, like we have a separate Atlassian account for our commission DC. So we are starting in contents and meeting notes. So I'm working with conference team to bring in the template where our meetings would be automatically updated here. And currently, there are information that are stored in a Google Drive where it is more like store kind of thing, data store. But later we want to make it more. So the next bigger step is like we want to onboard Atlassian step kind of tools and try to make more process and bring in more technology driven things. That's a key idea that we want to incorporate. Thank you.
Thank you, Arasu. If you have congrats for your work, and if anyone has any question. Okay, we plan next year to use more software instruments to better collaborate. Regarding the next department, I'll be very brief. If Hendrik will want to add anything, please do. So one of the departments is called Management Department. Its main role is to standardize and to make sure that that our work is in order and that everyone feels comfortable and knows what he or she has to do in the commission. We have meetings every a week or once in 2 weeks. Also, we are exchanging a lot of emails. This management group helps solving all the problems into the commissions. Sometimes other members enter depending on the situation. And yeah, usually things are working very well. If Hendrik, if you want to add anything, please help us.
No, I think I'm good. I think you've said everything.
Okay, thank you. And none the last, but in our order, it happened to be the last one we are presenting. It is the marketing and communication department, where we have Tanya in charge. If Tanya is still with us, I will invite her. I know she's also involved in other activities with other commissions, and at this time there are already other commissions have started their presentations. So I think she's not with us anymore, but basically she's in charge with the communications and the promotion of our activities. And we are working into this because a lot of the activities of the technical commission, as well as for other commissions, involves or needs the help of other commissions as well. So it is important to communicate our work, and probably this is a field that all of us need to work on to make sure that all the commission keep informed the others in let's say real time, as soon as something is decided, to work with the others and have the best possible results. Okay, normally we'll present some of the projects now. So if anyone in the commissions, or if you, Hendrik, or anyone wants to add anything else about our project, and also then we will be happy to answer to your questions. Okay, if not, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and this is the last chance to ask any questions or to come with a proposal. Of course, it is not the last chance. It is only the last chance for this meeting.
Thank you for all.
Thank you too. Thank you for having the patience to stay until the end. We wanted to detail all our efforts, so in the future you know in which directions you can collaborate with us. We are very open. More than this, we are very happy to be working with you. So if anyone who was live here, or if anyone who will see this presentation later wants to work with us, please let us know. Just write us an email. I noticed that Alexander wants to say something, but we cannot hear you, although the microphone is open. We cannot hear you. We can only see you, Alexander. No, nothing yet, unfortunately. Although we are the technical commission, as you can see, sometimes we are facing technical problems. Yes, if anyone else would like to add anything, please proceed. Alexander, we cannot hear you. And yes, we are not very good on reading on lips. So maybe you can write on the chat. Well, since we can solve our matters in our next internal meetings, I propose not to prolong it too much. I mean, with the technical problem of Alexander, I'm sure we can solve it internally. So we still cannot hear you. I know you are trying to send us a message, but no. So if anyone, this is the very last chance to say anything. If not, I will thank you very much for your efforts, and wish you a pleasant evening, because I suppose for everyone here it is already evening or night. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and as everyone here, you are contributing to the chess community. A lot of you are volunteers or are doing a lot of volunteer work, not always volunteers, but doing a lot of volunteer work. So we have to feel special for this. It is a privilege to have the chance to improve the community. So yes, I hope you are having a great evening and a great night, and thank you for your efforts. Goodbye.
And Merry Christmas and happy holidays for all of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.